Hello and welcome to Never Seen It. This is a podcast where we watch movies that we haven't seen yet and then talk about them. My name is Trent. I'm sitting here with my wife, Betsy.
It's spooky season!
It is, Betsy, and not only that, we're doing a first ever crossover thing.
On this podcast, anyhow.
On this podcast, we're ending our previous series with a bonus episode of Timefoolery, and we are starting up our second annual, I guess third annual if you really want to call it that, because we didn't have a name for it the first time, but it's Never Scream It.
It's Halloween. We watch spooky movies.
Yeah, we used to call it our October series of movies.
We were very new and fresh and babies.
Yeah. So, Betsy, we're going to watch Happy Death Day. Which is not only a time loop movie, it is also kind of a slasher movie.
It is, and neither of us have watched it.
It's true. So, we have watched a trailer for this when we were kind of looking around for like time kinds of movies. This one kept on popping up, and we said, well, maybe we want to save that for a Never Scream It thing, but then it just kind of worked out.
It worked out. It's like we planned this way.
Totally. And it just so happens that there are 5 Sundays in the month of October, and this is just the extra one. It's just coming first.
Yes, you're getting 5 movies for Never Scream It this month.
Indeed. Anyway, Happy Death Day. Betsy, I already said it has something to do with time. I also said it's a slasher movie, and we haven't seen it. What else do you know about it?
I don't know a single person who is in this movie watching that trailer.
Yeah, same.
But that's kind of what I expected, because there's just this rash of slasher movies, thriller movies of this ilk where they just qualify like that. They kind of crank them out.
Yeah.
They're like decent to good to maybe once in a while a great one. It's produced by Blumhouse.
Yeah, and Blumhouse has been just hitting it out of the park.
My understanding is, as far as this kind of movie, horror slasher is concerned, they're one of the companies kicking out the best stuff.
Yeah, they are the A24 of the horror genre.
As I understand it, yes.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
So even you and I, who we have said it many times, we don't watch these kinds of movies.
Yeah.
We are familiar with Blumhouse and their reputation.
Yeah. What else do you know?
So based on the trailer, it's this girl who's, I assume, in college, high school, not really sure.
Seems like a college thing.
And she wakes up on her birthday, and by the end of the day, she gets murdered. And then she wakes up again on her birthday. Yeah. And this continues, and she has to try to figure out who's trying to kill her.
Yeah, and the killer is wearing a mask, as you do.
A creepy, cherub rabbit
looks like a bunny. It's a bunny mask.
It's like a baby with an overbite.
Okay.
I don't really know. I guess we'll find out when we watch it if there's a name for that or if they give it a descriptor.
Yeah.
You know, like in Scream, it's Ghostface.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this one would be called, but I think this is supposed to be kind of a comedy.
It's also PG-13, so it's not going to be like a super slasher
It's
movie.
not super, super gory. And it's a time loop movie, so you know there's going to be the common tropes that we always talk about in these kinds of movies, where she can, say, oh, this is going to happen, and then that, and then this.
Right.
And she'll think, oh, I did it, and then, just kidding, she gets hit by a bus or some crap.
Yeah, so it's kind of a combination of a lot of the different time loop movies we've already covered on this show. Like, when you die, in this case, when she dies, she immediately goes back and wakes up in her bed, much like what happened in Palm Springs. As soon as they died or fell asleep or whatever, become incapacitated, they wake up in bed and it completely starts over.
Yeah, so who knows how long she's stuck in this cycle, who knows how many different ways she is gonna die, but it's probably just gonna be a puzzle watching her try to figure it out. We'll see if we get there before she does.
Yeah, so I also know that there is a sequel to this movie because this one was apparently very successful.
A sleeper hit.
Yeah, so, all right, we're going to go and watch Happy Death Day, first and last of a series. We'll be right back. And we are back. Betsy, that was a happy death day. You know my birthday is this month, right?
I hope this fate does not await you.
Agreed. What did you think of this movie?
I had a good time. This one was fun.
Yeah.
I figured I'd probably like it, but I can never quite tell. That's why I always appreciate when we pick the ones that are going to be more humorous and less like violent and bloody. Like it's another one like Scream where it's kind of making fun of itself.
I mean, when we watched Scream 2 years ago, I didn't get the joke. I wasn't in on it because I just figured, oh, this is just a really good slasher film. I didn't get that it was kind of a parody of itself.
Right. It is a good slasher film, but it is also making fun of slasher films.
Yes.
Which is essentially what this one is doing.
It is. It's making fun of not only slasher films, it is a slasher film, but it also integrates all of these other time loop, other movies that have been very popular, clearly, over the past decade or so.
The description is Groundhog Day meets Scream, and it's like, yeah, that's what this movie is.
It totally is.
And like the rest of our time movies, especially the ones that we've covered about time loops, they don't really give a clear reason why she gets stuck in this loop. Now, apparently the director says there is a reason. And if you watch closely, there are clues, like really big clues in this one.
I didn't get any clues whatsoever.
But it takes the sequel for them to just come right out and say it. And I still don't know what it is. Don't tell me. I'm having more fun trying to understand why.
Yeah.
Because this is one, if there's clues, well, now I want to watch it again to see if I can find what they are.
Yeah, and altogether, like you said, I had a really good time watching this. I mean, down to the fact that I was surprised. Like, I totally thought that they were just gonna have this like creepy serial killer skeezy guy in the hospital. He was just gonna be the killer. She figured it out. Everybody's gonna be happy. She went on her merry way after she made up with everybody, and then shit.
She wakes up again.
Yeah, I like that fake out.
And they do it a lot of times in this movie. So you're like, oh crap, I figured it out. No, I didn't figure it out.
Okay, so did you suspect the roommate?
At a certain point, by process of elimination, I figured it had to be her. When she woke up the last time after killing the guy in the hospital, then I was like, okay, something else is up here. What's going on? Because they don't really introduce the concept of this murderer who's in the hospital until pretty late. Like, it's on the TV, but you have to be paying attention. It's sort of a throwaway detail.
It's just kind of in the background for people who are paying attention. Yeah.
And it's not until the end of the movie where she's like, no, it's him. It's got to be him. And it seems very plausible, and he's going after her. But it's not until she wakes up that it's like, oh yeah, her roommate hasn't been ruled out. She never even tried to figure out if it was her.
And the roommate is in almost every single cycle, and they do start dropping some hints here. Like, the thing that I got early on was that she did not eat the cupcake. Every single time.
Yeah.
It was presented to her, she drops it in the trash. She puts it on the nightstand. She just doesn't ever eat it.
Yeah, she walks away every time.
Not to say that I thought it was poisonous or anything like that, but I knew there was something there.
Like, what's the connection? What is it just, well, she finally gets to celebrate her birthday and eat the cupcake her roommate made her?
Well, and I also thought, hey, is this like a morality thing where when she's going around and making up with everybody, meeting with her dad, doing all the good things and being a good girl, is that the karma that is going to stop this cycle from happening after she kills the serial killer?
Well, like in Palm Springs, that's not it.
Right.
But I did think about that because one of the common tropes in time loop movies that everybody says, well, it's purgatory. You're stuck in purgatory. Now, there's nothing to suggest that she dies and ties her into a purgatory state. There's clearly something going on that triggers this. I don't know what it is. However, this one takes that concept kind of literally because she's a shitty person.
Well, and
when this movie begins.
Well, we talk about like the tropes of these kinds of movies, not the time stuff, but the slasher stuff, where the bitches, for lack of a better word, the bitches get it.
Vapid sorority girls.
Right.
Who are coasting through life on their looks.
And the good virginal girls always make it to the end unscathed, or they're the hero or whatever else.
And
well, in this case, she's both.
Right. In this one, she starts as the blonde whore, if you want to call it, for lack of a better word.
Yep.
And then by the end, she is making amends, like you said. She's apologizing to her roommate. She is making amends with her dad and saying, it's been really hard for me, and let's get this train back on the tracks.
Yep. She breaks it off with this professor, teacher, doctor guy.
Dr. Professor.
Yep.
Yep. So she's having an affair with her professor who is married.
Yep.
So she calls that off. She apologizes to her roommate and says, I've been a shitty roommate.
She was very nice to all of the people in the beginning intro.
She
signs
everyone.
the petition. She puts a pillow out for the passing out frat boy.
Yeah, she goes and she does what she thinks is everything correct to get her through this day. And then she wakes up on the same day again.
Yeah, she thinks that, okay, I've got this. I've got it down. I know exactly what's going to happen. I know where the guy is. I know what I'm going to do with the cop who is sitting in front of the hospital room.
The security guard, yeah. And
I'm just going to wake up the next day. I'm going to have a date with this guy, and I'm going to have all of his babies.
And it's the first day of the rest of my life.
And again, she wakes up and is like, shit, I didn't do it.
And she does figure it out pretty quick, because at that point, what else could it be? She survived the day. It has to be the roommate.
Yeah, and she never even considered the roommate, because when she was making all of her suspect list that Carter told her to do, she didn't even consider her.
I was like, it has to be her or Carter, and I don't think it would be Carter. What would be the point of that?
Yeah.
What motive would he possibly have? They only just met. At the beginning, the first time she is killed by the bucktooth babyface, she is walking, and it almost seems random. Like this guy in a hooded sweatshirt sees her, he's with the group, and turns around. It's like he just picked her.
Yeah.
And that there's really no rhyme or reason to it. It's not somebody she knows. So when we get to the end and it's a serial killer, I'm like, okay, that tracks, because it's just some random guy picking a random girl.
Well, and it's the guy has a history of murdering young women. Like, they show all those pictures of all those women that he's already killed, and I guess he had just gotten arrested, but he got injured in the arrest, so that's why he's in the hospital.
And the hospital seems to be on or adjacent to campus.
Well, it is seemingly a nursing school, because her roommate is a nurse who works at that hospital.
Which is why you, as a viewer, are willing to kind of pass it off. Well, she says something about having a double shift. She has an alibi.
Yeah.
But it's bullshit. She's only got one shift. She just doesn't want to hang out with her skeezy roommate who's a whore, who is mean to her.
Yeah, she is a total mean girl here.
Yeah, and her name is Tree, which took me a hot minute to be like, wait, like Tree?
Yeah, the doctor says her name. Her name is actually Teresa, which, Teresa,
but
I kind of like that.
Most people say Teresa, not Teresa.
No, people actually call...
I've never heard someone called Teresa.
I absolutely say Teresa.
No.
I have an aunt named Teresa.
Teresa.
No, I've never said it like that. Nope.
Okay, well, I dare you to start calling your aunt Tree then, and see how she accepts
My
that.
almost 80-year-old aunt, sure.
She'll think it's cool, a snappy nickname at her age.
I like that nickname.
I just thought it was kind of weird. It's that thing you do in writing a movie like this. You have to give the heroine a catchy name, a memorable name.
Yeah.
Compared to everybody else.
I suppose.
Everyone else is Danielle and Lori and like really normal sounding names.
Yeah.
And then she is Tree. It's a choice. That's all I'm saying.
I like it.
So going back to her roommate. So her roommate is revealed to be the killer, and we have to understand her motives. And the confrontation is a really funny scene, because she just keeps saying, I wasn't that bad a roommate, was I? This seems excessive. You're killing...
Why are you wanting to kill me? Is it because of Gregory?
You're poisoning me with a cupcake? Like, that's a bit much.
Right.
But it turns out that they're both sleeping with Gregory, and she's jealous of it. But moreover, she's just annoyed because her roommate is a dumb bitch.
You're just this dumb bitch. I just want to kill you because of that. And I did have the thought, in the other incarnation right before this, when she's having a great day and she's apologizing and everything else, if she apologized to her roommate that morning, would she then actually kill her later? She apologized.
I don't think she would have. I think she would have let it go. I think it kind of took her off guard because up to this point, she's a terrible roommate.
Right.
And for her to just wake up one day and do a complete 180.
And maybe that's to like, for the audience who maybe suspects her, maybe that'll throw them off her scent. I don't know.
At this point, I think it's already too late. Maybe she's already kind of
Committed
and that guy has already, like, I don't know when he is brought into the hospital. They're a little unclear about when this serial killer is brought in, when they cross paths, how she lets him go.
There are different hints that he's on the news a couple of times in the background, and I didn't get that.
Right, but somehow, if we're to believe she apologizes in the morning, she still goes to work at the hospital and sets him free. So, I don't know. I think she's just really stuck on her friend is a dumb bitch. Which again makes sense because they're in college. She has been coasting. Meanwhile, her roommate is in nursing school and she's doing double shifts.
Yeah, she's
and you
busting
gotta
her
be
ass.
fucking smart as hell to do that. And you have to be committed fully. And then you're out all night, every night, drinking and partying.
Let's think about this in context here. So she is waking up on a Monday morning, completely hungover from the night before, which was a Sunday. And she's going to go out yet again Monday night for her birthday that she doesn't even know that this party is going to be a surprise party for her. But again, there is another party on Monday night, a school night.
It's college, man.
I mean, I went to college. I didn't hear about any fucking Sunday night or Monday night parties.
Trent, I knew a guy who had a reputation at my school who would go into the on-campus coffee house on, I think, Monday or Tuesday. And he would order like 4 shots of espresso and he would do every single bit of homework he had for the week. Like, the entire week.
Okay.
He did it all in one night at the beginning of the week. And somebody I know actually asked him why. And he said, so I can party every other night. That was genuinely his response. He did the work so he could party.
I mean, you also went to a wet campus, so
I did.
Yeah.
But it's just you gotta be impressed by that level of commitment because most people I knew didn't do that. They did not party every night of the week.
No, they have the normal Friday thing or the Saturday thing or both.
Friday and Saturday, sure.
You just keep it on going through the entire weekend. I get that.
The oddball Wednesday, perhaps.
Maybe if there's a holiday that week. I don't know.
Usually Wednesday was when there was something going on campus. So
for you anyway.
For my school, that was the circumstance.
Yeah, so that's the context that we are kind of presented with here. And me being me and not being a partier, and I never was in college, and you really weren't either. Like you went to parties, but you didn't.
I mean, I've been to parties. I didn't party. There's a difference.
Exactly. Like neither of us are like big drinkers. Like I have been drunk in my life probably 10 times or less.
That's more than me.
Yes.
By a significant number.
And the vast majority of those, like 10 or fewer times, have been like work events for me. Because I work with a bunch of fucking drunks.
And the drinks are free.
And that's why they do it. But anyway, we're off topic. So the aforementioned Monday party, she shows up, I guess the door is locked because it's a surprise party, and she's showing up late, and it's a very inconspicuous kind of a party. Like, there's no noise happening whatsoever.
It's dark. There's no one outside. The door is locked. It kind of feels like a trap.
Yeah, which, it's understandable that she would, as soon as she is presented with this babyface man.
Creepy babyface.
Fucking punch him in the face.
He had that coming.
He did.
That dude definitely deserved a beating.
I mean, if he didn't deserve it then, he certainly deserved it later, because we go through the normal party scene where everybody's having a good time.
Drinking, having a few laughs.
The girls are flirting, and there's the guy who is like saying, hey, you can make it up to me later, ha ha ha.
Making the eyes.
Yeah, and making the eyes as if, okay, you need to come and follow me upstairs, up to the pleasure dome.
Why does he have a pleasure dome? What
A remote-controlled thing.
Is this room this man has curated? This boy has curated.
With the fucking, like, disco ball and lights and
subwoofers.
Fucking smoke machines. I don't know.
What did he think this would accomplish by showing her this? Is this him
Right.
peacocking where he's just like, check it out, all my cool stuff, and check out my dance moves?
And she just says, I would probably be into this if it wasn't so loud.
And it costs him his life.
Yeah.
She literally is texting her what is she called? The
I
house mother
I
or
call
something?
her the head bitch.
Yeah, she's in charge clearly, and this is the guy she likes. And so, of course, she's like, where did you go? Are you with him?
Right.
I hate you. And the whole time she is doing this, he is being stabbed to death behind her. And the way they do it is funny because it's supposed to be. She's so oblivious and his music is so loud and terrible.
Yeah. And you could you can look back on these scenes and understand, the roommate knows that there's a party going on. The roommate knows that there's going to be a surprise party and that it is her birthday.
Well, her roommate is the one that kind of told everybody because she was keeping her birthday a secret.
Yep. And because, there's some background here with her birthday. Her mom died a few years ago. She shares a birthday with her mother, and it's a painful memory. I get that.
Okay, one tiny moment that bothered me.
Okay.
An inconsistency, if you will. There is one time she's freaking out and she's talking to her roommate, and her roommate says something about, is this hard because of your mom?
Yeah.
But she only just found out when her birthday was. How would she also know that they share a birthday? I don't think that is possible. I feel like that's a stretch.
It is a stretch. She probably had mentioned that her mom had died.
Maybe.
But maybe she could also have mentioned we shared a birthday, but didn't say the actual date.
I guess she could have said her mom died on her mother's birthday.
Right.
Or it's just she died.
They didn't actually say when she died.
I don't know. There's a gap in information there that bothered me.
You can assume based on the information here, you can infer, if you want to use a big word, that her mother died on the birthday 3 years prior.
They never even say she died on the birthday.
They don't. They don't.
They shared a birthday.
But I think that's what you can infer here, because her meeting with her dad, she has her little emotional moment with her dad about, I really miss mom and everything else. And this is a day where not only is it her birthday, but it could also be her death day. Happy Death Day! Yeah, I don't know why they needed to include the stuff about the mom. I don't think it really matters that much, except to have another emotional moment and have maybe a connection between her and Carter.
It's to give a trigger as to why she's so fucking terrible at the beginning of this, because you're kind of like, good, die, bitch. At the beginning, you do not really care that this girl gets it.
And when she is having her dates with Carter, she's saying, I think, I'm not really like this. I wasn't like this before. My mom would not approve of my behavior.
Those scenes were also the things that I found inconsistent in the movie, not because of the content, but because I think those were added later. It looks like he's wearing a wig. His hair looks real weird. You know me, I always notice crap like this.
Not something I would ever notice.
In these kinds of movies, there is a tendency to change the ending. If they show the movie to an audience, they preview it, and the ending is kind of ho-hum, they'll go back and fix things.
Or they insert scenes in here to maybe give a little bit more context.
To give it more depth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go away. They go off campus. They go to the diner. They go to this whatever other place.
Well, and the actors go away and get other jobs and get haircuts.
I know that.
So, yeah, it's just a weird little thing if you're paying attention. I'm pretty sure he's wearing a wig in the diner.
All right.
He just looks bizarre. It's a me thing. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, so we've got all this time, and we barely mentioned the fact that this is a time loop movie and a slasher film and everything else. We're just kind of talking about how everybody's a bitch in college. So, all right, time loop. She wakes up every day the same way. The guy says the same thing. She remembers exactly what just happened when she died, and There's also the little added thing that I don't think I've seen in any other movie where her body is actually experiencing some of the trauma, they say, some of the injuries that happen when she is being killed.
So if she gets stabbed, she actually has scar tissue from the places that she was stabbed.
Inside.
When she gets drowned in a fountain, she wakes up spitting out water.
Right.
When she gets hit by a baseball bat, she's all wobbly and crazy because she's just like, I just got hit in the head.
Yeah.
So yeah, her body is remembering what happened to her. And yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that in any of these movies.
And,
You usually
Dr. Professor says you should be dead, really.
Yeah, she wakes up in any other time loop movie, her body is complete and unscarred.
Right.
So that is unique. Now the question is why? Because as we said, there's not really an explanation for it. The only thing I caught, and maybe you noticed this, if we were to go back and look at any scene, it would be the first day, the first time through, when she goes to class with Dr. Professor. He uses the word quantum in whatever class that he is teaching.
Okay.
I didn't hear exactly what he said, but that word caught my ear. So maybe if we're just extrapolating, there's some kind of quantum body thing going on.
What you're saying here is we need to go back and freeze frame on the big board, the classroom board, and see what the hell he has written on there. Also, in his office, he has another whiteboard in there, which all I saw on there was like a diagram of a left ventricle. That's all I got.
Well, it's a medical school.
It is.
So if we can put together quantum physics and medicine, the human body, I can make a leap, a very large leap to...
A quantum leap?
Thank you. I can make that quantum leap into her body remembering what it's been through. But even she says, I don't know how many more of these I've got in me.
Yeah.
Because her body is getting weaker as it keeps continuing through this cycle.
So you think maybe it's a psychosomatic thing? Again, another very big word?
Maybe it's the thing like in the Avengers where they push time through her instead of the other way around.
All right.
She's not going through time. Time is going through her. And her body is changing, but she mentally is in the same place.
Well, yeah, no, mentally, she's remembering everything, too. So it's not like she's, like, waking up and it's the same day over and over again and she never notices it. She knows it. And her body is experiencing some of these things, but it's not, like, fatal, I guess. I don't know.
But do you see where I'm going with it?
I do.
Like,
I do.
If we were to rewatch anything, it would be that scene because I want to know what that class was about. Why is this doctor talking about anything quantum?
Also, I also don't know what book that she was trying to grab at the beginning of the movie, where it's like, oh my god, I can't find my book or my keys or whatever.
She was grabbing a book, wasn't she?
I don't remember what book it was.
Yeah, I think there's things we've missed. So
sure.
When the director says there are Easter eggs, I think it's stuff like that, where you're so concerned with how is she going to die and when, that you stop really looking for stuff like that. But there's also, like, in Carter's room, all these winks and nods to other, like, horror and sci-fi. Like, there's a John Carpenter poster. There's a poster for Mystery Science Theater 3000. This dude's like a dork. He's a nice dork. You know, he's probably very good for her. But it's that kind of movie where there's lots of references and things hidden in the background.
Yeah. Also, at the end of the movie, they just come right out and say it. You haven't seen Groundhog Day? No, I hadn't seen Groundhog Day.
I don't know what that is.
Up until last year. Was it this year or last year? I can't remember.
Oh,
we did it on Groundhog Day.
I think that was last year.
I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to that episode.
Maybe that was yesterday and today and tomorrow and the day after.
Sure.
We've watched it so many times.
But yes, they just come right out and say it. Yeah, this is just like Groundhog Day, and they talk about Bill Murray, they talk about Ghostbusters and all those other 80s things. And you know, this is maybe kind of a Gen Z movie. Maybe this is a commentary on, oh, you crazy kids, you don't know what good cinema is from our director.
Speaking of other references to cinema, the same movie that we mentioned in Hot Tub Time Machine was referenced in this movie. When she gets through the whole day before she realizes it's the cupcake,
yeah,
She and Carter are sitting on the floor with the cupcake between them.
Yeah.
16 candles, Trent.
Yeah.
2 movies in a row. We get a 16 candles reference.
And there's actually a candle on that cupcake.
There is, and it's also full of poison.
Spoilers for 16 Candles? I haven't seen that.
Okay, to be fair, I don't remember how that ends, so maybe she eats a poison cake. I don't remember.
Okay, so we've covered kind of the loop stuff. Let's get to the slasher part of this movie. Let's get into the real Never Scream It, because, hey, we're transitioning. This is October now. Everything's spooky. Woo! Everything's spooky. All right, so at the beginning of the movie, we have the normal setup where, hey, she's by herself on a lonely road,
a dark and scary path.
Yeah, and there's this fucking music box thing playing the happy birthday song in this tunnel by itself that goes off by itself.
A creepy, isolated music box in a place it shouldn't be. It's like real, true horror shit.
Yeah.
What is this? Why is it? And of course, she is too smart for her own good, so of course she isn't scared. She's like, well, this is fucking weird. I'm not scared of you, guy in a mask.
Right.
And she gets stabbed. She dies. And then she wakes up again. And then, like any other movie like this, we get the rapid fire, different ways she dies as she's trying to eliminate suspects.
Yeah, we get her, like, kind of having the deja vu thing where she initially thought it was a dream, that she's starting to experience everything again. Then it happens again, and she says to her, I think, roommate or somebody, saying, I'm having just like crazy, crazy deja vu here, where I just feel like I've done this before, and I think I'm going crazy.
And you would feel that.
Yeah.
That is genuinely a natural response when everyone around you is doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And even you're doing the same thing, but you have information that you don't know why you have.
Right.
Like when
your
Carter,
name is Carter, yeah.
When he shows up and he's going to give her bracelet, but he doesn't get that far, and she holds out her hand, and she doesn't even know why she's holding her hand out.
Give me my bracelet. Oh, I didn't even offer it to you.
Yeah. And why am I even asking? How did I know you had it?
Yeah, I noticed that. And then, of course, she goes to the party, and she gets stabbed with a broken bong.
She does.
That's maybe my favorite implement, let's say.
Yep, she gets stabbed in her room, which, okay, I had a problem with this scene. Like, what is it, the third or fourth time she decides she's just going to stay in her bedroom.
I'm staying home. I'm going to literally board up my windows and put a dresser in front of my door.
No one's getting in. But this bitch didn't bother to check the room before she locked herself in it?
That's the thing, though. She trusts her roommate. She trusts all the people in her sorority house. And at least she's already eliminated the people that she suspected. So, of course, she's not going to check the bathroom or the bathtub or anything like that.
If you don't know who is going to kill you or how or where, you check under the bed. You check the closet. What the fuck is wrong with you? I just think she overlooked, or she trusts too much if that's the case.
Well, and
she's been killed a few times already.
The other times that she went through this, she did the exact same thing. She went to the party every time. And she got killed along the way, or she got killed by the bong. And this time she says, okay, I'm going to change some stuff. I'm not going to do that this time. And clearly I'm going to survive because I'm not where I get killed.
But the killer always finds her.
Yeah.
So as she's running around and she's like spying on the guy she went on one date with, the killer is there and kills her.
Right.
She is checking out the doctor's wife because maybe she knows and she's gonna do it. This scene made no fucking sense. She's got fucking night vision goggles. She dyes her hair pink and chops it off. She's painted her face with camo paint.
Yep.
Where did she get all this? And
it's all makeup, Betsy.
It's just one scene, one moment in this movie that she does that.
You're telling me that no guy on this campus has night vision goggles of any kind that they fuck around with?
I guess if they're all rich bitches, which they kind of look like they might be.
Well, in this same sequence, she stalks her stalker, which she says is her stalker anyway, and catches him in the act where he's about to jerk off and it's like gay porn.
Yeah, because he's not actually interested.
Yeah.
He's just trying really hard to be the person other people want him to be.
Yeah.
She gives him a pep talk at the end and says, dude, just be who you want. Love is love.
Yeah.
But throughout this sequence, she also gets hit by a bus because she sees Danielle holding the card.
Yeah.
So is the card from Danielle because she's mad that she was making out with the guy she liked the night before?
I didn't really get a good look at the card.
Or was it her roommate actually wrote her a card threatening her because she wanted to let her know she was going to kill her?
I don't know.
It's sort of just a one-off moment where she gets this card, and the only time we see it again is when Danielle is carrying it.
Yeah. And we only see the inside the one time, and yeah.
It's a little unresolved.
Yeah, it's not really explained all that well. And while all this is happening, where she's like going through all of her different investigations, the movie also starts eliminating people because the actual killer, starts killing other people. Because not only does Dr. Professor get stabbed, because he is starting to look a little bit creepy in the hospital when she goes in to get checked out, he gets stabbed, so we know it's not him. And then Carter also comes by and tries to save her near the end, and he gets killed, so it's not him.
Yep, and the only person that really is left other than the serial killer is her roommate. So that's why by that point, you kind of have to figure it's who that is. But there are plenty of people up to that point where you're like, okay, it's Danielle. No, I don't think it's Danielle. Okay, it's this person. No, I don't think it's them either.
Right.
And then you just definitively show she is looking at that person while the killer is killing her. Like the time she tries to get him with a baseball bat.
Yep.
And she accidentally gets one of her sorority sisters instead, and then he picks up the bat and kills her. And that is probably the best transition in the whole movie.
Oh, it's so good.
Where she gets clocked in the head, and as she's falling, it transitions to her falling on the pillow.
Now, unfortunately, that was also in the trailer, so...
It was,
but
so
it's
you
still
know.
really, really well done. They probably just wanted to show off.
There's a couple of cool things like that. You also liked the time she wakes up and has to go to the hospital. She's in the hospital, basically passed out for 12 hours, and then she escapes the hospital in a car, but gets pulled over. And the cop is like, are you drinking? Have you been drinking? Are you on drugs? And she says, if I say yes, will you take me to jail in a cell? Well, yeah, I will. So she says, yes, I'm very drunk. I'm very high. Take me away. And while she is locked up...
I'm wasted. You name it. I've got it.
When she's locked up in the back of the cop car, the killer shows up, sideswipes the cop, and, about 90 miles an hour, and then walks up to the window. And because there are sirens flashing on the cop car, the light reflecting off the baby mask onto the window of the car, covering Tree's face.
This blue light is just pulsing on this window, and it looks so good.
There's also plenty of Dutch angles. So many Dutch angles.
So many Dutch angles as they're just being chased throughout the entire... Like the hospital. There's so many good scenes in the hospital of them just running around.
Well, and they picked like the best spots. So like there's I assume a walkway of some kind with a lot of like diagonal beams and things.
Well, and all of like the weird shaped windows.
Yeah. So by turning the camera at an angle, it just really ups the ante on that effect. But yeah, there are some cool things in this movie that are very like, all right, you're building the tension. There's a couple of jump scares. Like I jumped. I wasn't scared per se, but it was just surprising.
They telegraphed all of the jump scares. And
yes.
Even though like when she's checking the bathroom, when she's in her place, okay, it's not actually going to happen. It's not that kind of a movie.
No.
But something is going to happen later. It's a lot of fake out jump scares. So that just primes me for, okay, something is going to happen very soon.
Well, and in all these movies, the killer is always behind you. If you are not turning around, they're behind you. So I was like, okay, she's looking in the bathroom. They must be in the closet. Then she goes into the bathroom and turns around because she's like, oh, they're not in the bathroom.
Or like she gets distracted by something. I don't know.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, no, they are in the bathroom.
Yeah. You should have just checked. But then again, what would you have done?
It's the tropes of these kind of movies. Like, you never do the thing that is logical.
Well, like, speaking of a lot of the visual things, not in the actual movie itself, but the credits scene. The first part of the end credits is all this really cool stylized greeting card motif.
Animated
Yeah,
With,
it's
like,
all these
things from the
pop-up.
movie.
Yeah, it's the pop-up stuff that would normally see in a very
pop-up card.
Yeah, in a very expensive greeting card or like birthday card or whatever. But it's all stylized with stuff from the movie, down to the fact where the killer has a card where all of the different things that he uses to kill her are in it.
It's a paper doll,
including a bong.
Yeah.
It's so
clever.
good.
It was really, I liked those end credits.
Yeah, and it makes you feel, okay, if you laugh during this movie, it's okay. We meant it to be funny.
You should have laughed.
You should have laughed, yeah. Whereas in Scream, I didn't get that. I don't think I laughed at all during the Scream.
You didn't understand you were supposed to.
I didn't get it, yeah. All right, I only have a few more things left, but Betsy, why don't you go first? What do you have left?
Who in their right mind named the mascot of this school the Babies? What the hell kind of institution is this?
Yeah.
The Bayfield Babies. And you've got a bunch of 20-something students running around in creepy bucktooth baby masks.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
And apparently, that mask was designed by the same person who did the ghost face mask in Scream.
Indeed.
So that makes sense, but also I hate it.
When we said, oh yeah, it kind of looks like a bunny rabbit. Well, there's no ears on it, so...
Why would you name your mascot the Babies?
And why would it be like a really creepy baby?
Do you have some student dressed in a diaper, like running around crying at football games? Like, wah, I'm the baby.
There was, I cannot remember, there was some kind of baby thing that was like either going out on a intercom thing or some announcement. I cannot remember.
In the movie?
In the movie, yeah. Maybe it was the guy selling the paraphernalia.
Oh yeah, he was out there being like, everyone buy a mask,
that.
now discounted.
I can't remember. You bring your student ID and you can get a 10% discount. Yeah.
I don't want that in my house.
No.
Don't you dare.
What I had here was just a few different thoughts. Number one, I love in movies where you know that the actors had to do the scenes over and over again, like you normally do. You take one, take two, take three, whatever. But in this case, the actors have to do it differently, but the same. So when Tree goes back to her place and her roommate is in there, the roommate does all of her lines the exact same way, but Tree has to do it slightly different because she's had a different experience and she's coming in at a different time.
Yeah, you, as a person who is not in this loop, never changes.
Yeah.
Your motivation is always the same.
Yep.
You have no new information.
And like when they're at lunch, when Carter comes by, he has kind of a different reaction based on how, like, what her energy is towards him. Where if she's just being very dismissive, he doesn't even offer the necklace to her, the bracelet or whatever it is.
No, but then the time that she has her perfect day and she kisses him, he gets the biggest, stupidest grin I've ever seen on a boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have the same thing. And the last thing, it's me. Hi, Katie. I'm the sound effect Karen again. In the scene where she's in her room and she turns the TV on and the TV turns off a couple of times
because the remote is missing.
Because the remote is missing. The roommate has the remote and she's turning on and off.
The killer has it. We don't know it's the roommate.
You know what I mean. Anyway, the TV. The sound effect is the sound effect of a tube TV turning on and off. That's an HD TV.
It's a flat screen.
It doesn't have sounds when it turns on and off. Mine don't.
No, not that kind of sound. It's usually like a little electronic click if there's anything.
If there's anything. And like I think Samsung TVs has a little ditty that it plays. But that's a real sound.
This movie didn't come out that long ago.
It's 2017.
So it's not like TVs have changed. We bought a TV, I think, in 2017.
I think we did.
And it doesn't go boo.
It doesn't make CRT TV sounds.
File that one under sounds that don't exist anymore.
Yeah. All right, Betsy. That is it for our Timefoolery and just the beginning of Never Scream It.
Hooray!
Week 1 of Never Scream It in the books. We're going to be doing one Never Scream It movie every Sunday of the month of October. That's 5 weeks of Never Scream It. But anyway, The Wednesdays, I don't have a fucking clue what we're going to do on Wednesdays.
Other stuff!
Other stuff. We might even try... There's a movie coming out that's probably going to get a lot of Oscar buzz.
It's also like 9 hours long.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
You can figure out what it is.
Yeah, Betsy and I are going to be busy in the month of October.
We're going to try. We're going to do our very best.
We're going to do our level best. But until then, what we would love for you to do is reach out to us and tell us what you thought of our Timefoolery series. What are you hoping for? Never Scream It? We already have everything picked out, but maybe you can make some suggestions. Maybe we might throw in an extra. I'm not making any promises. But please email us, neverseenitpod@gmail.com. We got an email from Stephanie about one of our other Timefoolery movies that we did a couple episodes ago. This one is about Source Code. And by the way, normally this goes without saying with our emails, but this one is very spoiler-filled, so... if you haven't watched Source Code, go watch it and come back, or just skip to the end where we're going to say goodbye. Anyway, Source Code from Stephanie. Source Code is a super interesting twist on Timefoolery. I liked it, but the ending does not make a lot of sense to me. Here's the spoilers. This is a really well-made movie, good cast and good director. I love the shorter runtime, and I don't feel like I need more for this story. But like Trent, I would love to delve deeper into the world of Source Code and find out exactly how everything works. And this is where I come in. And she says, I assume that the real Sean, the person that Jake Gyllenhaal, he takes over his body.
Yeah, because that's what happens.
I assume the real Sean is somewhere nearby, mostly dead, and that's how they access his brain/memory. Yeah, I feel like they probably just recovered his body and he was the only person that matched their profile.
We had some questions about the mechanics of this source code machinery.
Yeah, they kind of gloss over it a little bit too much for my taste.
It's irrelevant, Trent.
I suppose. She says, I guess Betsy's explanation of the alternate timeline makes sense. But it does bother me that Jake Gyllenhaal just takes over poor Sean's life. Super fucked up. The ending needs to change. Thank you.
It's Get Out for science geeks.
Fucking...
That's what it is.
Sean is like either trapped in that body...
His physical form exists, right, and his mental form is gone.
Or it's like tucked away somewhere in his psyche that Jake Gyllenhaal just shows up and is battling unconsciously.
Or he straight up stole that body and we don't know what happened to his consciousness.
God damn it. Oh, I don't like that. Justice for Sean.
Hashtag justice for Sean.
Hashtag justice for Sean. Speaking of Dunkin' Donuts, my daughter spent the night with my parents on Saturday so that we could celebrate our 10th anniversary. Congratulations.
Happy anniversary.
We were at their wedding 10 years ago, by the way.
We did do that.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a very quick...
Short trip.
It was a very quick trip to Kansas City.
And back.
And back in a day and a half. That whole day, she kept talking about getting donuts with Grandpa. When we get to my parents' house, my dad says, quote, hey, I bought cinnamon rolls.
Those are not donuts.
No, that little poor 4-year-old immediately cried at the prospect of no donuts.
Oh, no.
My dad promptly changed the plan back to donuts to stop the tears.
Yeah, you should definitely do that.
When you are expecting... I remember when I was a kid, we would go to my grandparents' place, and that was like an hour and a half away. We would stay overnight. It would be like we would drive there Saturday, get up on Sunday, and we would have a Sunday meal at the house. But on occasion, they would also get donuts. I like donuts, as I said in the episode. And whenever I didn't get donuts, I was disappointed. I was expecting them because, of course, I'm just a little kid.
And they did it often enough that you start to learn, wait, in these circumstances, I get donuts.
That's right. And famously, my grandmother had a very, very good apple pie recipe. And when they didn't have apple pie for dinner the night before, I was also disappointed.
Yeah, you cannot train a child to expect something and then act surprised when they don't get it.
When it's a special occasion and you show up and, you want to make the kid happy. Make me happy. Give me food and I'll be happy. I am very food motivated.
Donuts and apple pie.
And back to the email, she says, for our anniversary date night, we went to see The Nun 2. It was a pretty decent horror movie. We had thought we had seen the first one, but after watching the second, we discovered that we had not.
Oops.
It is not on the list, though. Anywho, justice for Sean, superfan Stephanie. Thank you very much for that, Stephanie. You get a round of applause for that.
So speaking of source code, we also got a comment on our Instagram page from Sergio, who's been a longtime listener. He commented, watch source code as if it were about PTSD and how to help soldiers deal with it.
Yeah, and Betsy and I kind of had a discussion about this after we saw this, and it kind of fucked us up. Because, yeah, it's a strange thing to really think about. Hey, Jake Gyllenhaal is just a half of a corpse.
He is a soldier who has really been through something fucking traumatic.
Yeah, and like his brain is like halfway still alive in some capacity. He is manifesting this box that he is trapped in, and instead of dealing with the tragedy of his own death, he was forced back into duty, basically.
And he is reliving a trauma over and over and over.
He's not allowed to die.
Which is what soldiers go through when they're trying to overcome whatever it is they've gone through that has given them PTSD. They have to confront it to get over it.
And whether or not, like, they experience the injury themselves, if they witnessed other people being injured in horrific fashion, that's also gonna fuck you up.
So yeah, when you said that, Sergio, I went, oh damn. Yeah. I hadn't even considered it, but it only took a couple of minutes of thinking through that movie and putting that context on it to realize, shit, that adds an entirely different layer to this movie that I really hadn't thought about. And yeah, that's an interesting interpretation.
Well, and like think about the future of this world. Jake Gyllenhaal is stuck in Sean's body, and it's Jake Gyllenhaal's like experiences and whatever else.
He's literally a new man.
He needs to get therapy, but you as Sean, you in Sean's body don't have that experience. You have to go on living as Sean. Or, like, you need to go and change your name or do some weird shit. But, I don't know. It really got me thinking.
Well, and because it's a loop, he asks that Vera Farmiga help the next guy.
Yeah.
Because it's him, but it's not him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hell of an interpretation.
It's a hell of a movie.
This is why I like movies, listeners. Because movies can have more than one interpretation. Someone could present me with a completely different view of Happy Death Day, and I'm happy to hear it because sometimes I never even think about it.
Yeah, we have plenty of conversations about movies just like this, where I have a completely different interpretation of what happened than you do. Maybe not the entire movie, but definitely concepts that we differ on, and we just cannot come together.
But that's the thing about movies, is sometimes both can be right.
Yeah, totally. All right. Well, thank you again to Stephanie and Sergio for reaching out to us and talking to us about source code. Always good conversation starters anytime we can get some feedback. And we want more of it. Email us, neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Follow us on the Instagram page. Follow us on Facebook. And, there isn't just Twitter anymore. We got a Blue Sky account.
So yeah, if you're on Blue Sky, check us out.
It's just Never Seen It. We didn't have to do the pod or anything like that.
We got there first.
It's just Never Seen It, goddammit. There's too many other you fuckers out there. The same name. So follow us over there. I don't know how much we're going to be posting over there for the time being. We're still trying to figure out how the hell it works. But please, besides just following us on social media, what we would ask is for you to go onto your podcast app of choice, whether it be Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, whatever the fuck you're doing.
Podcasts are us, however many platforms there are.
There are many, many platforms, and we're on most of them. Rate us 5 stars. It helps elevate the podcast to show us to more people. Or if you're feeling really generous, you can also write us a review, share us with your friends, do all the things that you think would help the show. But I am now going to end the show because I cannot think of any more words to say. Betsy, thank you for being my co-host today and every day. Thank you out there for listening to our show and continuing on being our fans. We love you.
Yeah, we do.
Whether it's your birthday or not. Anyway, we are going to get out of here. Thanks again. This has been another episode of Never Seen It. My name is Trent.
My name is Betsy.
And we'll be back to you with another episode later.
Bye.